Okay, y'all. So today I woke up from a dream and it was me in a car. I was in the passenger seat of my middle school best friend car. So her name is BB. And I met her when we was like probably second or third grade. And we had been friends all the way until, through adulthood until I realized that a few things that I'm not going to mention. But basically, I ended the relationship. I let her know um, that I can tell that this friendship was over years ago when I was the only one reaching out to her. When I would have dreams or something about something being wrong with her, I would reach out to her. Dreams about her grandma being sick, I would reach out to her. Everything, she would be like, yeah, you're right. First time I reached out to her when we wasn't talking for a while, um, I reached out to her and I said, what's wrong? She was like, I'm pregnant. How did you know? And I'm like, I don't know. I just had this crazy ass feeling like you needed me. So I called her and that's what she told me. And she was like, she don't know what to do. Because Khadija, her so-called best friend that she met in high school, because if y'all know my story, I told you I switched 3 high schools. I didn't care. I wanted to explore. I wanted to learn new things and I wanted to meet new people. So I never really stuck to one high school. I only stuck to the last high school because I like my principal, Mr. Kafele. He on YouTube and he's very, very, very he's like a good role model when it comes to what a man should be like. So I stayed at that school because of Kafele. Um then okay, after that happened, we ain't talked for a while now, a long time, and then so basically I told her, don't listen to Khadija because the only reason why she's telling you to get an abortion is because she wants you to never know what it's like to be a mom, number one. Number two, she doesn't want you to basically, because Khadija had a son already, I think. And Khadija would basically, she would be with BB all the time, even though she had a kid. And they would always be doing things that a single person would do. And I feel like BB being the single friend, she didn't want that to leave. So she wanted to keep BB without all of those things. So basically saying, no, don't have it, abort it, it's not time. Didn't make up anything. Cause I remember BB used to tell me all the time, like, oh, I don't feel like I'm ready. So, she wouldn't want to have a kid yet. This time I was like, no. I said, you made that excuse before. You cannot keep making that excuse because at the end of the day, your job that you got today is not guaranteed tomorrow, whether you're pregnant or not. That education that everybody was telling you to avoid to avoid having children for, excuse me, basically people say, oh, I can't have kids right now because I want to go to school for this. I want to go to school for that. I want to get settled in my career. I want to do da. But y'all still out here having sex, still out here having unprotected sex, and then y'all using abortions as basically a safety net. And then you wonder why when in the future you actually find somebody that you like and they like you, they don't know your history, don't know you've been out here having abortions like motherfuckers have a shit every morning. And then you can't carry their child because you don't what's it called? Vacuum the fuck out your fucking pussy. You vacuum the fuck out your uterus, your fallopian tubes. You fucked your shit up. You cannot have kids now. So I told her that. I said, you don't want to keep doing that to your body. Keep your baby. And I said, ignore what she's saying. So she ended up keeping her baby. And one day, still, we wasn't as close as we was. But one day she hit me up and said, I don't think she called me. I think I reached out to her. But during that conversation, she was saying how happy she is that I did tell her to keep the baby. I think that was like the first week that she had him. So I went to the hospital when she had him. Old girl wanted to be the godmother of my best friend's baby. But that's BB fault because she don't put bitches in their place. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to best friends. Like, you claim to be my best friend. You claim that bitches know their place, but Obviously they don't when they telling everybody that's their godson. And that's not. That bitch said, kill my godson, bitch. So how is he your godson? Anyway, I just brought this up because there's some more dreams that I have to share with you about this person. So after she had the baby and I went there to the hospital, I watched them do the baby pictures and stuff. And excuse me, can you stop chewing on my sneakers? Hey, no. Get down. Get off my shoestrings and stop chewing on my tongue. Get out of here. Okay, so anyway. So we ain't talk. So my baby boy, I call him Yoshi. That's the nickname I gave my godson. His name is Yoshi. But every time I talk to her about him or anything, it's always like pictures being sent, stuff like that. And then one day I had this dream that her grandmother came to me and I was standing in the living room of the house that she grew up in, which is the house that I used to go to every morning in middle school and elementary school to go pick her up. And then we would walk to school together. So her grandmother know me. Her grandma came to me in a dream and told me, like, basically she was showing me what was going on in the house. She's basically telling me that BB is concerned. BB is crying. Can you let BB know that I'm going to be okay? And I'm like, what's wrong? She was like, Whitney, you've been in our lives since 1996. I trust you. I love you like my own grandchild. And she told me to let BB know that, she's okay. So when I woke up, I called BB. Her number's still the same since high school. She got the same phone number. So I know her number. I called her and I'm like, BB, what's wrong with grandma? What happened? And then she was like, how you know, whatever, grandma? She was like, that's so crazy. You always be knowing, when to hit me up, da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, but what happened? She said, grandma was in the hospital or is in the hospital, one of the two. And then I was like, well, she came to me in a dream and I described everything that happened or whatever. And then she was like, she confirmed that she was really upset. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know how to feel. She didn't know what was going to happen, but she felt a lot better when I called her and told her what grandma said. So then she had hit me up again. Like, I think I hit her up. See, that's the thing. That's why I say I can't fuck with her like that. So I hit her up again and I was like, how's grandma doing? She was like, oh, she home. She fine. She was in the hospital for a while, but she okay. I said, well, tell grandma, I said, I got her message and I love her and I'll see her soon. So she said she was going to tell her. Then I had another dream. And this dream, and it's not all back to back, just so y'all know, these kind of messages, prophetic visions and stuff, they come spaced apart. So in this dream, I'm at BB house. Now, mind you, I haven't even been to her house. She bought a house, but I've never been there before. And I think she bought the house when her son was like maybe 4. So she was still at grandma's house, before that. So only time I would go out there, I would be going to go see her at grandma's house. Even when I didn't live in Jersey no more, I would still go pop up over there to see Yashi and see her. Yashi is Yoshi. So I would go see her and Yoshi. And grandma, of course. Her brothers is cool, like they know me or whatever, but it's other people in the family who, they don't know me. So I didn't know like who this man was that was in a dream that I'm about to describe to y'all. Cause I'm like, I never saw this nigga before. I don't know who this is. And mind you, I grew up around her. So I'm like, who is this man? So in a dream, she's in her kitchen and they sitting around her table. And I see her brother Skeet, and then I see some light-skinned bald head nigga. He kind of chunky. Light-skinned bald head, or he got like a real low haircut. Real low, like you can't even see the darkness of his hair, that kind of low. And I see BB walking around the kitchen. And she's talking to them. telling them about the dream that I had and how I called them about grandma. Well, called her about grandma. Her brother Skeet, he was just like, you know, because he know me, so he's not really tripping. He just listening. And then the boy, he started laughing, talking about who the fuck she thinks she is. The fuck is this bitch talking about? Da 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 da. So I called BB. I'm like, yo, because I'm sitting here watching her. She not stopping him from saying the shit that he's saying. Nothing. She think it's funny. She laughing with him. And Skeet just like shook his head. He ain't pay that shit no mind no more after she said what she said. And the dude said what he said, and then BB was laughing. He didn't say nothing. So I called her and I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga that you talking about me to at your house? So she like, what you mean? I said, I saw Skeet. I saw you in your kitchen around a black fucking dining room table. Skeet was sitting by the entryway of the kitchen and the other nigga was sitting by the window and you was walking by the stove. Who the fuck is that? Because what the fuck is you telling him about the dream that I had about grandma for, and you sitting here laughing while he's trying to clown me? And she was like, oh, I don't know. Like, what you mean? Tell me, describe him again. What he look like? Stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? That's what God was like, you got to cut her off because she's jealous of your gifts. And she does not fuck with you like that. She never did. Because if she did, she would have been supporting you when you was doing hair in the hood. You was getting everybody hair done. But your own best friend would never come to you get her hair done. She would go to the gay niggas to get her hair done. And you didn't care. But I'm pointing this out to you now. So I'm like, all right. Because you know, God is like how your father would be if he sees somebody trying to play with you. I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to explain this to you. You feel me? That's how he was coming. So I'm like, all right, you're right. Then just last night, so basically when God explained that to me, I had to send her the message, break off the friendship, let her know why. And it wasn't just that dream or what God said to me. It was the fact that I went on Instagram and God showed me like there was a post that she put up saying like that it doesn't matter who been in your life the longest. It doesn't matter. Basically, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you have with that person. A real best friend or real best friends are with you day in and day out, and they know you in and out, like shit like that. So I'm like, all right, God, you already told me to look at her different, but this right here, this message right here, I just liked it, and then I sent her a fucking DM. And I let her know everything top to bottom, how shit been different ever since high school. And I should have known 9th grade year when you chose Khadijah over me that I should just let it go. But you wanted to keep telling me I was your best friend and bitches know they place. They know they second to me, da-da-da. And that's the problem. Even in middle school, she didn't like that I had other people that wanted me to be their best friend. But I will always tell them like, yeah, this is my best friend. You know, this is who I met first. So this is my best friend. Everybody who's coming to my school, that's transfers and all of that. If we cool, we cool. But I would treat everybody equal. Even if she is my best friend, I'm going to treat everybody equal. She did not like that. I'm going to spend the same amount of time with everybody who fuck with me. I'm going to spend the same amount of time with them. I'm not about to shun them because you don't want to share. So I explained that to her and she was like, no, it's not like that. That's just a post or whatever. I said, but all them bitches that's in that picture with you and they made them comments under that motherfucking post and the responses that you gave back to them is saying the total opposite. How about you copy this motherfucking chat that you sending me right now, this DM that you're saying that's just a post is really not true. It's not how you really feel about them. Why don't you post that on your page? Why don't you post this that what you just said, post that on your page so they could see that and see if they feel how you talking. You phony. So basically, I cut her off. I think it's been like 3 years now, or 4. And now I just had another dream when I woke up this morning. And in this dream, I'm in the passenger seat and she's driving. And it's like a truck, like a Dodge or something. I don't know. Or a Jeep. I don't know. I couldn't see the outside of the car. I just know it was a dark color. And I look at the fucking... Okay, so imagine you go to bed, you sleep in your house, but when you open your eyes in a dream, you in the passenger side, you look to your left, and your best friend is driving, laughing, talking, the music playing, but you hear somebody in the back. So you turn around, you look in the back seat behind her, and it's a nigga, the same nigga that I just told y'all about, the light-skinned nigga with like a baldy, he kind of chunky. I don't remember who this is. I don't know who he is. You feel me? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when you're from Newark, everybody kind of know each other. Or if they don't know each other, they know somebody that knows somebody that know you or something like that. It's real close. So I'm looking like, who the fuck is this nigga? And I'm like, this the second time I'm seeing him in my dream, talking shit. But this time I'm in front of you, bitch. So I'm looking back and he talking. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, now me and him arguing. So mind you, I just got in a dream, but whatever the fuck he's saying in the memory of his face, I'm thinking, oh, you must have found out. Like, all right, basically, you in the car with BB. For some reason, these people was around. I don't know who was in the back seat behind me. It could have been her brother Skeet. I don't know. I just know it was a dark-skinned person. I couldn't see their whole face. I could just see that they had on black. And they was dark-skinned. And then he was sitting behind her. So I saw his whole face, whole body. And I'm arguing with him. And I know all of a sudden, I was like, I'm telling BB, like, this nigga talk too fucking much. I'm tired of niggas always running their fucking mouth. Like, I said something to the effect of breaking his neck. I said something like, basically, I don't know what the fuck I said, but soon as I said something about him breaking his neck, like, you know how you arguing with somebody and you like, hope you fall on your face and bust your fucking teeth out your mouth or some shit like that. I'm like, you always fucking talking. Shut the fuck up. Like, I really hope you break your fucking neck so you can't talk no more. Get on my fucking nerves. Always talking like shit like that. That's kind of how the argument was going in the dream. And then by the time I rolled my eyes to turn the fuck around, the car was flipping. Vroom, 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 spinning and shit. And it was a car accident happened soon as that happened. So like after the car is done flipping and spinning, I look up and I see that the car about to crash into a crowd of cars that's on the street. So I hear God like, grab the wheel and turn it. So I grab the wheel and turn it. And the car basically crashes into some houses instead of crashing into like the cars that was there. So it basically hit the curb, it hit the bricks of the houses that was on that street. It didn't go up steps and all that. It just basically stopped. And when I let go of the wheel, I see BB faces like basically down where like the pedals of the car is at, like where like she's face down and her feet is in between, like above the seat. I don't know how to explain it. Like one leg is by her driver's door, above her seat, like above her headrest. And then her other leg is on the opposite side in between the seats, the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So I'm calling her name and then I look back and I see the nigga back there and his neck is broke as fuck. Like it's so broke I could see the bone. I could see something sticking out the side of his neck while his head is hanging into his chest, like face down into his chest. I could see something sticking out his neck. Like his neck was really literally broken. Like his spine was sticking out the side of his neck. And when I looked at myself, I could feel the pain in my right shoulder. Like I hit my arm on, like my shoulder on the door of the car, but my window wasn't broke. Nothing was broken. My seatbelt was on. BB didn't have her seatbelt on. Neither did the nigga in the back of her have his seatbelt on. When I tried to see who was behind me, I couldn't see it. It was still like a dark figure behind me. Like I see the black clothes in a dark skinned person. But then when I look like at my seatbelt, because I was trying to see if I had my seatbelt on, my seatbelt is on. So I go to unlock my seatbelt and I see that I'm sitting on somebody's lap. But it's not a person. It's like an angel or something, because the body is way bigger than you can't fit in this car if you was this big. To the point where, like, if you was to be standing outside of the car, you could see the angel's shoulders and wings. And I'm sitting on the lap. So it just looked like a little person sitting on the lap of an angel. So I was protected in that dream where that car accident happened. And I don't know if BB had a car accident or not. I'm not calling her. I'm not reaching out to her or nothing. I'm good. But hope she okay. Whoever that nigga is that keep talking shit though, yeah, he broke his neck. That's what you get for talking out your neck. And then it also, this is why I don't do females. This is why God is telling me, share this. I don't do females. Because even after her, I grew up and moved out the state, moved somewhere else. I took a job and this girl wanted to be cool with me so bad, but I was like, I really like staying to myself. I'm new to town and shit. But every day we see each other at work, she sit right next to me. And one day she was like, can I get a piece of candy? Because she saw me eating candy out my pocketbook, whatever. So I go in my pocketbook. I'm like, oh yeah, you can have some. Hold on. I go in my pocketbook, put my pocketbook on my lap, right? And I put my hand in there and I pull out my hand. I'm like, here. And I stuck my middle finger up at her. She was cracking up so bad. And the fact that she was cracking up and I was cracking up, I think that's how we just became cool and shit like that. And then she was like, she was wearing this fucking lip gloss that was like white, but she didn't know it was white. And I'm like, bro, wipe that off your lips. And then we're going to go to the bathroom. And then I want you to put that shit on your lips and see if you fucking like it, right? That's the kind of friend I am, right? So we did that. And then it kind of seemed like we was inseparable from there. Turns out she was going through domestic violence. Her baby dad was beating on her. And she was pregnant at the time when I met her. And her daughter, Zani, that's who is my goddaughter, from her. When I met her, she was pregnant with Zani. But Zani came out a preemie because she was getting beat on and her mother was drinking and smoking. So Zani came out a preemie. She was like maybe 4 pounds, 3 pounds, something like that. She was really small. So basically I helped take care of the baby girl or whatever. And whenever she was going through shit with her son's dad, which was now her daughter's dad, I would help her out. And even that was like turned toxic because people basically, they get mad when you're able to do for them what they can't do for you. People get mad when they always have to depend on you to get them out of something. And they get mad because they disappointed in themselves because as many times as you've helped them over the years, they have not moved from the spot that they found, like you found them in, but you have elevated so many times in so many different ways. It makes them upset. And that's where it got with her. Her name is Taj. So the last straw with Taj, well, I met her in like 2016. I stopped messing with her around probably 2020. Yeah, I think I really went ghost on a lot of people around 2020. I don't know, 2020 or more. I don't know when I stopped seeing her. I forgot. But I haven't been in the state of New Jersey for 2 years. So, oh, yeah. Okay. So the last time I saw her was when I lived in Sewell. That's Washington Township. I let her come to my house. When she came to my house that time, she left a negative energy, a demonic energy, and she told me that she knew she did that. So it's kind of like you trying to destroy what I have by leaving this negative energy. So I told her she couldn't come to my house no more. And I guess she didn't like that. So anytime she wanted to chill or I wanted to see the babies, her son name is King, and then the other one, her daughter is Kazani, but we call her Zani. King real name is Darnell, named after her baby dad, the one who was beating on her. So before that happened, I'm going to tell you about the 2016 all the way to 2021 time with her. That's what I was telling you about in the beginning about her going through DV with him. But then she left him and started messing with some boy named Alex. But she was only messing with Alex because, like I told y'all, she's the one who likes to put drugs in people's drinks and stuff and rob them of their money. But he was a white boy, but he was like from Philly. So she was like, fucking with him. And she was living at his house with his mom. It was really nasty over there. So I'm like, you really need to start thinking about finding your own. And a lot of the times she would get in relationships with people and get pregnant by them so that they could take care of her. She was fucking her baby dad cousin, got pregnant by him. She aborted that baby because she didn't want to get in trouble. She didn't want nobody to find out. And it's like I keep trying to, I don't care what you say, because I hear you dirty ass bitches in the back like, ooh, this is what happens when you have a friend and then y'all fall out. No, bitch, this is what happens when you've been jealous of somebody the whole fucking time and they've been trying to help you the whole fucking time, and your idiocracy is why you're out here trying to do black magic and spell work and hating and trying to set bitches up. Yeah, this is what happens, bitch. I start talking. That's what happens. So anyway, and this is another reason why I don't fuck with females, because they always want to make an excuse for what the fuck bitches be doing, because they do that shit too. That's why. So anyway, y'all bitches that's mad that he banning abortions and all that shit, shut the fuck up. You shouldn't be fucking having abortions as a plan B anyway. You shouldn't be trying to abort no baby any fucking way. Talking about my body, my rights. Bitch, that baby got rights too. You stupid assholes. So anyway, shaving y'all heads and shit. I'm so sick of these people. This is why I don't fuck with females. This is why I don't fuck with females. They over the top about stupid shit. Okay, so the point that I'm making with her is, it wasn't just that she was going through DV. It wasn't that she wanted to be a hoe. It wasn't that she was drugging niggas. It wasn't that she was getting a fucking niggas cousins and getting pregnant and getting abortions. And it wasn't just that. It's like everything adds up, and then you wonder why I don't fuck with you no more. You staring at me out the side of my eye. I'm seeing you staring at me with this mean ass grill on. You don't even know I could hear your thoughts. Like, I'm the one who taught her that it was ways people could hear your thoughts. It was ways people could know what your next moves is. I taught her how to protect herself, how to pray for protections over her house. I taught her a lot of shit because I felt like she was being spiritually attacked. I felt like she had succubus energy on her. I felt like she needed to do the work. So I was trying to teach her how to do that, but she chose to go on the demonic side of things. She started worshiping Nefertiti, and I don't know what the fuck happened with that, but it's like she started to say that she was Nefertiti. Um, and one day, instead of her coming to my house, like I told y'all, because I had stopped her from coming to my house after that, I went to go see her so I could see Zani and see King. And the dude that she was dating was from Camden, which is where my baby dad from. You know that I'm hiding from my baby dad. So why are you so anxious to go meet a nigga from Camden? You talking about me to this nigga from Camden. So when I go to see her, there's a nigga there from Camden. And I'm like, she ain't tell me he was from Camden. She ain't even tell me he was there. I go meet her at the train station and she like, at the River Line. So the River Line goes through like a lot of different counties in South Jersey. So I get on the River Line, go up there to meet her in Trenton. She told me she was coming to pick me up. But then by the time I got there, she like, oh, my boyfriend is driving my car, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. I already know how she chooses the wrong niggas all the time. So now I got my guard up, but I'm already on my way. Already about to get off the train. So I get off the train, me and my boys get off, and then she like, she jumps out the car and start running over to my oldest son. And she like, Zadi, come here. And she got on flip-flops. Why the fuck my son see her running? She got her arms wide open, running up to him. And he just straight, I don't know how you know how you play basketball, you bounce the ball and then you like kind of turn backwards so that the person that's coming towards you, they miss you? He did that. Broke her ankles. She fucking hit the ground, scraped her shit up. I'm just looking like, oh shit, it's already not going good. So she like, why would you do me like that? Why you let him do me? I'm like, bitch, who told you to run over there to him like that any fucking way? And I'm like, I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose. Zai, get the door. I'm like, I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose. And then we get in the car and go over there. Okay, so we get in the car and go over there. And I noticed that while he was driving, I'm looking at his hands. His nails is dirty as fuck. So I'm like, ew. But you know, bitches who drink liquor for breakfast and stuff like that, you can't really expect too much. I mean, hard liquor for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Don't really eat. Anorexic. Kidney problem, liver problems, whatever. Whichever one, you feel me? Those things is happening. You can't expect them to make great decisions. So I'm like, this nigga Nelson's dirty as fuck. I know he a dirty nigga. Then we get there and I'm like, well, I don't really like his personality, of course, but I don't say nothing. I'm looking at how they interact with each other. They ain't been together that long. She always let him drive her car, is what she starts to tell me. Like, he always drive my car, you know, da-da-da. I barely have to drive, princess passenger, da-da-da. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, I'm about to go to the store. So, you know, I'll be right back or whatever. I would rather walk. I didn't want to be in the car with him no more. I didn't want to do nothing. So basically we pulled up to her mother's house. And then I was like, I see this store across the street. I'm about to go over there. So I went to the store across the street, got what I was going to get. I come back and this nigga got my youngest son upside down by his ankles, shaking all his change out his pocket. So I come up the stairs and start smacking the fuck out this nigga. I'm smacking him in the back of his neck, smacking his back, punching him like, put my fucking son down, bitch. The fuck is you? And so he put him down. He like, yo, you don't got to put your hands on me. I was just playing with him. He was acting all tough like he ain't want to talk to me. I said, he don't want to talk to you, nigga. don't put your fucking hands on my son. So he started picking up my son change and shit. I'm like, give it back to him. He like, nah, I'm keeping it. So I smacked him again. Give it back to him. So he gave it to him. I'm like, Taj, why you got your fucking nigga touching my son? You feel me? She like, oh no, he was just, no, bitch. This the second time. The first time your baby dad touched my son, I had to fuck him up. And you already know how I get down about my kids. So why would you even put him in that predicament? And she like, oh yeah, laughing and shit. I remember when you beat Darnell ass. And then she starts to tell him the story. So now this nigga is getting upset with me because he's hearing how I beat up her baby dad. So now he got animosity. So I went over to him and I said, I don't know what your problem is, but I promise you, if my baby dad was standing right here, if his father was here, you wouldn't have picked him up and tossed him upside down and did none of that. This is my problem with you pussy ass niggas. Y'all like to do shit to people kids because only the mom is there. But if his father was here, you wouldn't have did that. Put some respect on my fucking name and my energy because I will fuck you up just like I will fuck you up just like I was a nigga. Your age and height or bigger when it come to my kids. And then the fact that he from Camden, I feel like, I don't know if he was somebody that don't like my baby dad or what, from whatever she said to him, but him choosing the baby over my older son to try to fuck with is a problem too. Like, I could feel like that's something there. And she brung that shit around me. So she bragging to him. She like, yeah, I remember when she had came to my house one time and she brung her sister and we was eating crabs. I wasn't eating crabs, y'all. I became allergic to crabs after I got my menstrual. So I don't know what happens with that, but your body changes. And then I just became shellfish allergic. So when I was at her house that time that she's describing, she's not lying. Her and my sister and Darnell was eating crabs together, but I don't eat crabs. So I wasn't eating crabs and shrimps. I had my little chicken shack shit. I like my potato wedges and my chicken wings or my chicken breast and my chicken leg or whatever. So, she's like, yeah, describing them. So I'm going to tell you the story about that. Me and my sister, y'all know I don't fuck with my sister like that. But she had sent me a message one time and was like, I want to extend the olive branch and I want to, I want to be cool again. I want to see you, da, da, da. So I'm like, all right. I let her come down where I was living at in Trenton. And so she came from Newark to Trenton, picked her up, took her with me over to Taj's house. So that was her first time, me and Taj and all of that. And Ashley and Darnell went to the liquor store together. And Taj was in the house with me. She said she felt some type of way about them going to the store together, but, she wasn't going to say nothing too much because that's my sister. And I was like, well, if you feel some type of way about your nigga going to the store with her, you should have went with him. So that was that. When he came back, he had his liquor and all that shit because they went to the liquor store. So he had his drinks and all that, and he started drinking. Now, every time I would come over her house, I never saw him beating on her, hitting on her, nothing. Not even raising his voice or nothing. So I didn't think nothing of it. But I'm in the kitchen, and I'm, sipping on my shit, which I don't drink liquor, y'all. I like my Stella Artois. So I'll drink that, you know what I mean? And I hit my mouth, my bud, and call it a day. But he was on Henny and shit like that. They like Henny. And I see Ashley and Taj, they was in the kitchen with me, but then they had walked out to dump the crab shells and shit. And they was talking and laughing and shit. So they had been out there for a minute talking. Taj told me basically if Ashley trying to get with my nigga, because basically Darnell was trying to push up on my sister so that they could have a threesome with her and Taj. And she like, well, if my nigga like her, then I'm gonna have to get cool with her, basically like that. And so that's how she was trying to do it. And I'm looking at both of them. I'm not surprised because my sister liked to do shit like that with people. But you know, people grown. I'm not gonna say shit. Do what you want to do. But she went outside and left me in the house with Darnell. And they was just on the porch. But I was in the kitchen. Darnell, I don't know, he came from out there with them because they was all trying to set up this threesome, right? Basically, Darnell and Todd was trying to bag my sister, but my sister be down for that shit, so I'm sure it wasn't nothing. And then when he came back in the house, he saw my youngest son sitting in Kazani's swing chair in front of the TV, which is where I put him at. My youngest son was no more than 2 years old. He was a little small, a skinny baby. So he was sitting in the swing chair watching the TV. Darnell come in the house and I hear him yelling to Mo, get your big ass out my fucking daughter chair. So I'm listening. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? So I get up, put my phone down because I had brung my speaker over there, my Bluetooth and all that. So I was like, the DJ. So I get up and I go put my phone down. I go look and I see he got my baby by one arm dangling in the air. And then he got the swing in his other hand. And he telling my baby, get the fuck out the chair. So I come and I scoop my baby up by under his arms and I put him on the couch. I said, baby, sit right there. I turned around, looked at this nigga. I took that swing out his fucking hand and I threw that shit against the wall. And I said, oh, so you fucking tough? You want to play? Come in the kitchen. Come here. Come here. Let me talk to you. Because I don't know who the fuck you think you is. Come here. So I'm walking to the kitchen while I'm looking back, pointing to the kitchen like, come here. No, you think shit funny? Come here. Come here. So we walk in the kitchen. He thinks shit sweet. He like, yo, bro, sit your ass down. Like, you not about to do. I'm like, nigga, square up. I swear to God, square up now, nigga. Square the fuck up now. So he looking like, all right, you think shit funny? You think you tough? All right. I said, you put your hands on my son? Smack the fuck out of him. So now I started this shit off like slap boxing because that's what I grew up doing with my older cousins, my male cousins. We slap box. And if it get real after the slap boxing, we punching, bitch. And that's what it's going to be. So I start fucking him up, slap boxing him, dipping it, all that. So he trying to hit me, but he missing because he don't know I'm used to slap boxing with niggas. So I'm getting him good, tagging him good. Dong, dong, dong. Right cheek, left cheek, neck, throat, bang, head, top of the head, side of the head, back of the head, nigga. Getting him. So he start like trying to put his head down to like rush me. And like kind of, he wanted to like put his head down and rush me, like grab me from my ribs and start punching me. So he punched me on my rib with his head down. So now I got the advantage. Your head is down, dummy. So I grab him by all of his dreads that's like lined up at the crown of his head, going towards the back of his head. And I wrapped him up around my hand, like how you would wrap a sheet around your wrist and keep going, keep going. I did that. So I had his hair in my hand and I wrapped my hand around that shit. So basically his locks was wrapped up around my hand and my fist, and it was wrapped up to my wrist. So I started pulling that shit. And now I'm pulling it up and down and banging his head into my fucking knee. Bang, 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 punching him with the left hand while I'm pulling his head up and down on my fucking knee. So now he on his knees and he's screaming. My son, my oldest son, walks in and I could see him out my peripheral while I'm still doing this to this nigga. And I see him out my peripheral looking at me, and he didn't look shocked or scared or nothing. He just turned around, walked away, and sat down on the couch. Then I hear the screen door open, and I'm still going. She hear him screaming, because I could hear the screen door open, my sister laughing, Taj laughing, they coming in. They like, what you doing? And I'm not saying shit, because I'm in here wailing on this nigga. And he's screaming. And I'm like, stupid ass bitch, like every fucking hit. I'm like, you stupid ass bitch. You should have never put your hands on my child. You gonna learn today. You always hitting on bitches. Let me see you do what the fuck you do to her. Do that shit to me. Wailing. So then she comes in the kitchen and she like, oh shit, wait, stop. So now she trying to pull me. She's small. She can't pull me off. My sister trying to pull me. She can't pull me off. Only reason I let go is because his hair came out from his scalp. So now I got a handful of dreads and he on the floor, blood everywhere, blood coming from his scalp, blood coming from his nose, blood coming from his eye, blood coming from his mouth. He's fucked up. So I dropped the dreads, grabbed my keys and phone. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here, yo. Grab my kids, put my baby in the car seat. Me and my sister, well, my sister was still in the house, I don't know, grabbing her stuff. But I got in the car, sat in the car, and I'm beeping the horn like, Ashley, let's go. Taj like, wait, why you do that? What happened? I said, teach your baby dad to put his hands on you only, because I'm not the one. Tell him keep his hands off my child, because I'm not the one. That's what happened, bitch. So she like, for real, he put his hands on your baby? Da-da-da. And I'm telling her, yeah, bitch, what the fuck you think I'm just wild on your nigga for? Just for nothing? So he starts to come outside. Now I see him coming down the stairs. He like, bitch, you pulled all my fucking hair out, bitch. So he come over to the car. I already got the car and drive. It's not even in the park. It's like, it's still parked where it was, but it's no cars in front or behind me anymore. So, well, it was one in front, but a little bit further up. So whoever was in front of me and behind me, they was gone. So I got a lot of space around my car. He run up to the fucking car screaming because his head is fucked up. And he tries to punch me through my window because my window was like halfway down. Soon as that motherfucker, I said, all right, come down these stairs if you fucking want to. He came down the stairs, he swung his fist, and I backed up on him. So now that I basically had the car in reverse already because I have to back out to go around. The car is, that's in front of me. So the car was already in reverse. This nigga come and swung his fist and put his hand in my car. Soon as his fucking shit went like elbow in, I moved to the right side, so he didn't even get to hit me, and I pushed drive. So now the car done snatched his whole fucking elbow and all that shit. Now he falling on the ground, fucked up. Then I pull up, because I was going to run his stupid ass over. You should have stayed in the house. But he fell on the curb instead of the street. So I didn't hit him. My sister finally came out. Taj like, just go. I'll see you later, whatever. So I go home. On my way home, I realized I left my motherfucking Bluetooth, bitch. Hell no, I'm going back. Went back, turned around and started speeding across the bridge to get back over to where shit fuck it was at. And the police pulled me over. Cop like, do you know how fast you were going? I'm like, yeah, 0 to 25, nigga. So he like, well, where are you in a rush to? I'm like, listen, my best friend, baby dad, me and him just had a fight. And I had to fuck him up, but I left too fast and my Bluetooth speaker is over there. I'm going back to go get it. That's it. And they let me go. I hit 0 to 25 again. And every time it get to 25, I'll get off the fucking gas. And if it go down to 20, I'm hitting that shit again. Like, yeah, let's go. I'm trying to get back over there. So I pull up and I don't know where the fuck he was at. But I go in the house, I grab my fucking speaker and walk back out. I get home. All of a sudden, not even 20 minutes later, I hear him outside. Bitch, you bust my fucking lip. You broke my fucking nose. Bitch. Brick hitting the window. Boom. So he threw a brick into my house window. He did not touch my car. He just threw a brick into the window. And the brick, it only broke the outside window, not the second window. So it hit the window and fell on the porch. So I just told my landlord what happened. He fixed the window. But that was the story that she was bragging about to her new boyfriend. So he felt some type of way about me. And I guess that's why he realized, like, I could have really did you worse. But I only smacked the fuck out you for touching my son. I didn't really go in on you. And you got a head full of dreads too. You could be bald too. Yeah, you could be bald too. I will use that against you. I will use that to control your head. I will. So after she told him that story or whatever, he stayed away from me. He stayed away from my kids, and me and her just kept chilling, talking. Her mom came out on the porch, and basically she was like wanting me to do her hair for her, whatever. She was like, she wanted to get these braids done, da-da-da. At the time, I had like these really skinny micro braids, but they was long past like the back of my thigh, and I did them myself. So she wanted hers done. And I'm like, all right, I could do it for you, whatever. I told her what kind of hair to get, because that's what she was asking me and all that. So we having that conversation, and Taj and her mom don't get along. So basically, when I'm talking to her mom, she gets up and go talk to her boyfriend. And she's sitting next to her boyfriend. So me and her mom on the right side, the left side of the porch, and her boyfriend on the right side. She gets up while I'm talking to her mom, and then her mom goes in the house. So she comes back over to me. And I had a tank top on. She comes over and grabbed my strap of my tank top and pull it up, like trying to like fix it, like as if it was hanging too low. So I looked down and I took my strap out her fucking hand. I'm like, bitch, back the fuck up. And so she like, you got all these titties, bitch, pull your shirt up. Bitch, you worried about the wrong shit. Why is you worried about me? So I guess he must have said something to her. And mind you, all of these years, she been trying to bag me. She been trying to fuck me. She been trying to get me in the bed with her and Darnell. And it's always been a no. So I guess he must have said something about my breast or something. And she got up and came over and tried to call herself fixing my shirt. So when she pulled my shirt like that, I moved her hand off my shirt. And I'm like, looking at my shirt like, what the fuck is wrong with my shirt? I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? Keep your hands off me. Like, the fuck is you doing? And then she like, bitch, you got all these titties out like that. Like, be respectful, da-da-da. Bitch, what? Back the fuck up. That's what I said. So then she like, and if I don't, I said, Taj, I'm trying to tell you right now, go sit your ass down somewhere before you be fucked up out here. She still want to keep going. Instead of beating her ass like I did her baby dad, I decided I'm going to just call me a Lyft and get the fuck on. Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. If your baby dad was beating you the fuck up, I'm going to kill you. And it's not because, oh, I'm a killer. It's because once I get my hands on you, I'm not going to stop. And with you being so small, baby, I'm going to need you to go ahead. Just go. Just go ahead. So that was the last time I saw her, y'all. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because a lot